All right, guys, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. Today we have on site the Cormidi, the international hook lift truck, and a couple chainsaws and stuff. We are going to drop a hickory tree that was storm damaged, about a year ago. The client, it's kind of an eyesore, I'll show you in a second. The client wants all the firewood to put on his log splitter. So we're gonna drop the tree, cut it up to log length, and move it over closer to his log splitter. Let me show you what we got going on. So first things first, you can see this gentleman's log splitter. He's got under a cover there, but he built this nifty little ramp to roll his rounds up to his log splitter. That way he doesn't have to lift them up by hand. And he's got some firewood there, some more up in that little shed. And here is the culprit. So this is the hickory. As you can see, it's snapped about 30 foot up. It's kind of back in these vines and stuff. But the plan is I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna make some relief cuts on the bottom here. That way this hanger is freestanding, so to speak. And then we are going to drop it. Once it's freestanding, or free hanging, I guess I should say, the hanger, I'm gonna see what the forces are on it. We might try and get a rope up in it or a rope on the hanger itself because it is hickory, so it holds on pretty well, and pull it over with the Cormidi, but that's yet to be seen. So I'm gonna get all the gear and stuff down here, and then we'll get the show on the road. So I've always kind of struggled with the fact that there isn't much storage on this Cormidi. There's nowhere to really put much. Doesn't even have a cup holder. So if anybody from Cormidi is watching, cup holder would be a great option. Just to put your phone or, go figure, some water. But I realized that the Grapple is a pretty good option for storing stuff. I got my throw cube clipped down with the carabiner there, and the saw just fits through one of the slots in the Grapple. So we got that storage figured out. Alright guys, I'm going to make an undercut right here, hoping that it'll come back this way a little bit. Okay, well that came down a lot more than I thought. It is totally free, and I think just hanging on by the bark. So that's actually not what I was planning on doing, but I think it's gonna make it a lot easier, best case scenario. Now it's just like I have two separate trees. I think I could honestly, I'm gonna just try and set a throw ball up in that, and we might be able to pull it over by hand even. So let's see what we got here. I am gonna stay a bit clear because never know when it could decide to topple over. All right, that's about all we need, at least for now. I'm gonna get the saw and the machine out of the way just in case it decides to go a different way than expected. All right, we should be good there. Now I'm going to very carefully walk in here and grab the other end of the throw ball. All All right, so I need a little more pulling power. You take out the carabiner. You can actually wrap it around the rope or the string. Gives you a little more power. Yeah, that thing is free. See the way it's wobbling like that? So we're gonna put the rope up and around it. I'm not gonna get it by hand, but I think the Cormidi will make easy work of it. All I'm doing here is tying a simple running bowline. It'll cinch you off there, then I can pull. You can see where that bark peeled out. It's bright yellow still right there. The tree's actually still alive. It has all those suckers growing out of it. So that was all just the bark holding on. But we got it down. Let me retrieve my rope and we'll get to skidding this out. Guys, we got the start of a nice little log pile there, a hickory. That first half all taken care of. Now we just got this trunk that's still standing. It has enough lean to it where I don't feel the need to put a rope up in it. I am fairly confident, actually very confident, I can get it to come this way straight back at us into the lawn. So that won't be too much of an issue. Gonna move this little pile of brush so that it doesn't get crushed and get in our way, and then we'll drop this sucker. See if we can get this one out for him. Oh yeah, that's hickory. Not light. maybe. See if we can get it to hit this piece right here. Now, for those of you out there that have chainsaws and fell trees, all chainsaws have a line on them. You can see this line goes all the way across and then back down. And what that line is for is to direct your cut. So you know when you're making your box is you know, essentially parallel to this line. So if I want to hit that piece out there, I want to try and line up this line as best as I can with that piece or wherever you aim. So it goes without saying, if you turn the saw, it moves as well. So just a little tip. A lot of people don't know that that line actually serves a purpose. There she goes. I even think I hit my target. Very close. Was I close?
Yeah, I would say 2 feet.
2 foot off?
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. But yeah, as you can see, here's my hinge wood. I left more hinge wood on the left side because I wanted to try and pull to the left a little bit. We will see how we did with hitting the thing, or hitting that log, but all in all, very successful. I'm gonna just cut the rest of this wood here. There we go. Oh, we're on it. I call that, there's overlap there. A little bit, not much. I think the rock wall, when it hit the wall, it pushed it over. Oh, got a little tree frog. I think this stuff is gonna split really well. You can see it's nice straight grained with the pith right like dead smack in the middle of all these bigger ones. I think he's gonna have some nice firewood here. Now, as I said, we did just have like a tropical storm a few days ago. And then we had about a day and a half of rain after the tropical storm. So the ground is very wet, but all things considered, Cormidi is pretty easy on the grass, except for spots that you actually have to like maneuver. So the spot right here, and the spot right here were the two spots that I was kind of turning and pivoting. And you can see we have a wood pile here, stone right there, forsythia right here, some barberry right there. So it's kind of a tight area, so I'm, restricted to the space. However, when you go up here to where I had a lot more room, it's kind of doing big sweeping turns and coming in and then backing up, sweeping turn, and then back down. And it really doesn't do too much damage to the grass. So, I mean, aside from where it's really wet, stuff like this, and where you have to turn, the tracks aren't detrimental to the lawn. If you're really, really careful, you can, not disturb it too much. The tractor, I don't know, with it being this wet and stuff, I don't even know if the tractor would have done much better. Definitely would have done better, but I don't know how much better. So that's all that's remaining is the stump. I'm going to flush cut it, put a rope around it, see if we can yank it out. Cormidi surprises me all the time. But yeah, this machine has been awesome. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's flush this stump. Okay, so now when it comes to flushing a stump, there is a trick I learned when I first got into the tree industry. And a lot of the time when people flush a stump, they cut it and they go around and they go around. And then when it comes to the very end, you come out a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And I call that spiraling. Like you kind of spiral around, but your cuts where you started and where you end don't meet up. I'm going to show you the method that I learned. And it is all about having the right size saw and the right size bar relative to the stump. Now you see here, I have the Farm Boss with a 20-inch bar. It is just big enough in this dimension, plenty big enough in this dimension. So the key is having a bar that's bigger than the stump that you're going to flush in this specific scenario. And what I mean by that is the issue arises that when you spiral is that you're moving the power head around the stump instead of working the dogs in and moving, pivoting the power head instead of physically moving it. So you'll kind of see what I mean here. And by moving the tip of the bar and by utilizing your dogs, the power head stays in the same spot and you can flush it really easily. So I'm going to try and show you here. I might have just jinxed myself though. Okay, so as you can see, I did not move the power head, pivoted it the entire way through, kind of like a rainbow. And the bar isn't quite big enough for this, so there's still wood on the back side. But by leaving my saw in the cut, I can start it up and I'll be able to finish the cut. And there we have it. Stump is going to come right off. And it's nice and flat. You can see, only spot where I almost a little bit spiraled is right here at the very edge. But I guess this stump was a little bit big for the 20-inch, but if you do the method that I just showed you, and you just kind of work the full length of the bar of the saw through at each specific spot, you tend not to spiral typically quite as much as if you were to move the power head around and your body around. So that's part of the reason why I have big dogs on a lot of my larger saws. Well guys, that's a wrap. Got it all loaded back up. Homeowner's happy. He's got a lot of nice firewood that he's gonna be splitting in the future. And yeah, there's the pile of logs. You can see he's already got stuff seasoning here. And the Cormidi, once again, proved its weight in gold, I think is the expression. I don't know. But the tractor, I think, would have been a little bit too big. We could have gotten it done, but the Cormidi's definitely a lot more nimble, and this was a perfect job for it. So we are going to head back up to the truck, get it loaded up, and hit the road, go home. Alright guys, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I am pretty tired and sweaty, as you can see. If you got any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below. If you like the video, give me a big thumbs up. Haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. We need like 400 and change more in the next 2 months. So share the video with any friends. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. We'll see you here next time.